quite a other different animals that they have on the farm. But this one day, he tells his boys to go out and catch the rooster. And they said, okay, Pa, we'll go get the rooster, but we won't kill it. Ha! What's the matter, you boys? You crazy Canadian kids. You get the rooster and you bring it here and I show you how to kill this rooster. And he gets the rooster, he says, he grabs his teeth and he grabs his neck and he goes, and he says, and there you are. See the rooster? He's a finish. The rooster, the head spins right back in its natural place and he goes up, and he run all the way into the field. That's a one story. One day, Arthur and my pigs, Arthur and I, we're going to go and pick potatoes. Huh. You crazy kids, you don't know how to do this. But you go ahead, dig the potatoes. So you've got to understand, when you're digging potatoes, you got a special fork that you dig the potatoes with. It's not pointed forks, it's flat. Flat pointers, or whatever you want to call them.
Gloves.
Yeah. And so we go out in the field, and the old man, he was with his cane, and he's coming and he was watching. So Arthur, he goes into behind the potatoes and he dig it up. He got one potato on the prong. The old man, he's looking there and he's shaking his head. So Arthur done it again, and he get two potatoes stuck on the prongs. The old man, he says, give me that fork and I show you how to dig these potatoes. And he gets in there, thunk, and he brings it up, 4 potatoes stuck on each one prong. So Arthur laughs. The old man gets mad and he gets his cane and he says, I'm not going to kill you. Arthur run away. You taking this all down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You want another story? All right. One time he's gonna go and catch the pigs. He's a great big fat pig. And in the front of the pig pen, there's a kind of a little puddle of water. Well, it was quite a big puddle of water sitting right in the front. The old man, he says, you go inside the shed and chase that pig out, and I'm going to stay out here and I'm going to catch. So it's quite a heavy pig. The boys goes in there and the old man stands looking in this little hole at the pig coming out. The boys give the pig a whack in the backside and the pig come flying out. But the pig's quite fat. he got stuck on the old man's legs, and the Granpa Camozzi, he's riding the pig backwards. But the pig, he run through this here swill, and as soon as he went through the water, the old man's feet touched the ground, and pluck, he goes right in the well, it's pig
swell.
Pig swill and big mess and everything in it. He gets up, and he always had big whiskers. It was full of muck. So, what other story you want? Fire alarm.
No, it's not the old man.
No, it's about Arthur
Yeah.
Camozzi.
It's Arthur. My Uncle Arthur is only 3 years older than me. But when we were kids, he was a devil for punishment. He loved to do things to aggravate you.
He's mischievous.
Maybe this isn't a good thing to say. But anyhow,
He was mischievous?
I was only 5 years old and he was 8 years old. So my mother, she says to me, you kids, you go up to the post, mail a letter, and in them days the mailboxes were
Little red boxes on the side of it.
they were set on a pole, like a telephone pole, and there was a lot of mailboxes all over the town. But anyway, we went and going to mail this letter. Well, we passed maybe 2 or 3 mailboxes before Arthur says, well, you know, we're going to find one mailbox that you'd be able to put it in. And I held the letter, and we were pulling a little wagon. And we get up, and the fire hydrants, the fire alarm boxes looked just like a mailbox. So, but Arthur knew what the difference was, but I didn't. I was only 5 years old. How would I know? So we get there, and he says, "There's a mailbox." And I says, "Yeah." I says, "How do you put the letter?" He says, "Well, you see that lever that's in there, you pull it down, and then when you pull it down, you put the letter in the slot." But it was pretty high, and I couldn't reach it. And he says, "Well, I'll put the wagon, you stand on the wagon and you put it in." Okay. I get up there, pull the lever down, and go to put the letter in, and pretty soon we hear dong, 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 dong. What's up? Huh. Pretty soon you hear fire engine coming. And that was pretty close to Bregolisi's store. And Annie Bregolisi came out and down the street and looked, and Arthur and I tried to run away with pulling the little wagon. What happens? The wheel falls off the wagon. So we have to stop and pick up the wheel and the ball bearings. And Annie Bregolisi comes there, and the firemen were there, and he says to me, you know, this is going to cost you kids some money. He says, you know, I says, we got no money. Well, you better go home and tell your father $25. Fine. Oh, I started to cry. No, we got no money. My dad's got no money. That ended that story. The fireman says, oh, forget it.
Can I ask you, Dad, how are your grandparents came to Canada? How did they get to Canada? Your Grandpa Camozzi.
Well, I think Beltry was here first. That's Grandma Camozzi's mother and father. Oh no.
How did they come from Italy and get to Canada?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know. Okay. Well,
they were married. They met in
I wanted him to.
Washington.
Yeah, I wanted him to say.
Okay.
How did they get up to Revelstoke? That's what I'm saying. They crossed across the U.S. and they must have come up by what, railway?
Well, no, I think Granpa Camozzi originally landed in Revelstoke, and then they moved to Idaho, Priest River, Idaho. He moved from Revelstoke to Priest River, Idaho. But I think he came from the old country to Canada first. But we have no money. So Arthur figures it out pretty good. He says, you know, that Chinese, I think he was Japanese, but I will say Chinese. The Chinese man, he has a lot of chickens and they go loose. He lets them run all over. And out of his yard, it was running in the CPR ground that these chickens used to run around. He says, we'll go to get some money to go to the show. So we go and we chase these chickens, and finally we caught one. So what are we going to do with it now? Well, we'll sell it back over in this Chinese fella that he owns them, but we'll sell it back to him. We go to the knock on the door, and this elderly Chinese fella comes to the door. He says, what do you kids want? Well, I live in the farm, Arthur says, and my mother, she give me chicken to sell to get some groceries or something. Well, let me see your chicken. He feels it. You don't feed the chickens very good. He's pretty thin. How much you want for him? Well, the show was only 10 cents. Give me 25 cents for this chicken. You want too much money. Oh, well, my mother said it's worth 25 cents anyway. Okay, I'll give you two, but tell your mother to feed these chickens better, because next time he says I won't buy it. And he bought his own chicken. We got the quarter and we went to the show. Had a nickel to spend for candy. My mother used to have parties at our house pretty near once a week, every Saturday or Friday, or at the end of the week they had company. This time they had the old folks from the farm come up, and they're downstairs talking and drinking wine and that. But all the kids is
That was in the big house then?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We'd go upstairs and out of the way from the old folks, and they'd be telling stories or laughing and joking, and so the old Granpa Camozzi, she says, she calls up, "Hey, you kids, what do you do up there?" Well, the kids all whispered together, let's say something funny to her and see what she says. Oh, okay. Oh, the one girl hollers down, "Oh, we're just having sex, Grandma." "Oh, that's a nice, play nice, no fight."
How about your mother when she took you to the trail and she bootlegged?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. I don't know if they want to hear that, Mom.
Oh, well,
They bootleg.
yes.
Eh?
I think it's from banging the cage against it.
I think he got his head through there.
No,
Oh, true it is.
She got him too cold.
no, I think it's banging the cage against her.
So, wasn't there any other stories about any your other uncles? You had Victor, and
Oh, there used to be a lot of stories.
well, tell a story about Victor. 'Cause, yeah, his family's going to be there, I'm sure.
Victor?
Uncle Victor,
I don't
and
really know any funny ones about Victor. Victor was
Well, the
a
story you-
level-headed man. wasn't
The
he?
only story I remember you told about Victor was when his partner, wasn't it Victor, you said his partner got trapped under the log, and
well, that might
Oh,
not
no,
be-
that
it's
was,
not really a funny story,
That,
but
that wasn't.
That's what I
that
said.
wasn't his brother-in-law. That was Eva's husband.
oh, okay, yeah.
Eva's husband, Ross McFadden.
Oh,
Yeah.
what about
He
that?
got his
Are you
leg
chafing?
caught under the